Welcome to your yoga flow. Today, we are going to focus on some gentle stretching for our lower back, our glutes, and our hamstrings. Now, some things you may want to have nearby. If you have a yoga block, that would be great. If you do not have a yoga block, maybe a cushion or even a thick book or something that you could use that will bring the floor closer to you and is solid enough to sit on. The other thing I have is also today I have a band. You could use a belt, a towel, a yoga strap if you happen to have one, or just something long enough this is going to help extend our arms so that we can hook our foot up nice and easily to extend our legs. So if you don't have those, pause the video, go ahead and grab them just in case you want them, especially the strap will be useful. But right now they can go off to the side. We're going to start standing. So I'd like you to bring your feet so that they're about hip distance apart. And then roll your shoulders back and down so your palms face forward. And we're just going to do a body scan standing to kind of feel where our energy is today, what we're able to connect with, what maybe is not so easily connected, and just do a quick scan from the ground up. Rock from toes to heels a couple times. And then settle your feet in stillness. Soften the knees and then straighten your legs a few times. It's okay if the body weight kind of goes back and forward. And then squeeze the legs nice and tight, standing up straight. And then relax your legs as they settle into stillness. Next, we'll move from our hips forward and back a couple times. And then maybe right and left a few times. And then bring them to center. Find stillness in your hips. Squeeze your butt really tight, also known as the glutes. And then relax them, still keeping the hips still. Moving up, we're going to lift our chest up to the sky and then relax it back. And when you relax it to center, I want you to draw the shoulders, the front of the shoulders close to one another. So we're going to lift our heart, shoulder blades will pinch back slightly, and then come to center, neutral spine. Then the shoulders kind of pull towards one another to round our upper back. And take that a few more times. If this feels really awkward, that's okay. Now we're noticing that maybe our spine is hard to connect with right now. We're not able to easily move it as much as we'd like. And that's why we are doing this. We're just noticing what's hard to connect with. Take one more. And then find that neutral spine, shoulders back, palms forward again, nice and neutral with our shoulders, with our spine. And next we'll move from our neck, taking a couple neck circles nice and slowly. So it's as if the crown of your head is drawing a circle on the ceiling. Take it in one direction for 3, maybe 4 rolls, and then switch. And after you've taken about 3 or 4 in the other direction, bring your head back to center, finding stillness. And just take a moment in this stillness. As you inhale, imagine you're drawing up energy from your feet, through the legs, up through the hips, your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. And then open your mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Imagine as if all that energy is rooting back down. So we're sending that energy up through our inhale Imagine you can visualize it coming through your whole body to the crown of your head. And then exhale, returning everything back down. 2 more breaths like that. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms out and up. Keep your mouth closed on your exhale and draw your hands to heart center. And then 2 more big sweeps like that. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Full body stretch. Maybe you even gaze up. And then exhale, hands to heart. Once you've completed that last round, keep your hands at heart center. Take a breath in and out through your nose. And let's begin. Hands are going to go to our hips. We're going to widen our stance as if we were about to squat. Have a soft bend in your knees, and your butt is going to reach back to the wall behind you as if you're about to bow forward. But we're only going to move a little bit here, and then we're going to take some bigger circles from our hips. So you're going to imagine the hips are doing all the movement here. Take a few circles in one direction. As your hips come back, you're bowing forward. As the hips come forward, you're kind of leaning back with your upper body. And then switch directions. We'll meet in center. And then from here, we're going to keep that nice soft knees, hips coming back. You're bowing forward. We're going to bow all the way forward till our hands rest right above our knees on our thighs. And we are just going to straighten one leg and bend the other. When I straighten the leg, I'm going to look over that same shoulder. So if my right leg's straight, I look over my right shoulder and then switch. The other leg bends, look over the opposite shoulder. So just kind of walking that out, and you can go as slow as you need to. If it feels good to go a little faster, you could go faster. Steady your breath, inhales and exhales through the nose. We'll go 1 more on each side. And then come back to center with both knees bent, leaning on your thighs. And you're just going to start to circle the knees a couple times. And then switch. After this, we are going to sit all the way down as low as we can go. And you might need to walk those feet out a little bit wider into a little yogi squat. Hands come to prayer. Lift your heart. Take a big breath in. And when you breathe out, bring your hands to the floor and fold. You're going to stay here for 2 breaths. When you're folding, try to bring the feet back parallel. If your toes were turned out for the squat, that's okay. But when we fold, we want to try and bring those feet back parallel. Now here's where the block can come in. I'm going to inhale, come back to that squat. I can sit on my block. You could even use a chair if you wanted to, or a stool. And we're going to take a big breath out. 1 more inhale. And then on our exhale, we're going to fold again. And just like I had the block there for my hips, I can bring it in front of me and use it for my hands, a little extra support. Take another breath in and out in your fold. Relax your head. If you're trying to look forward at the camera, at the screen, let it go. Relax. Just listen to my voice. We'll take that yogi squat 1 more time. If you need to move the block back because you want that supported squat, go ahead. And it doesn't matter how low we are. We want to go as low as we can and keep your heels down for this one. So if you have to come up to the tippy toes, maybe you don't squat quite as low, and that's okay. Take one more inhale, and on your exhale, fold again. Feet come parallel. We're going to hang here a little bit longer this time. So while we're staying here, I'd like you to bring the weight all the way forward so it's off of your heels and more in your toes and the balls of your feet. Again, we can use support under our hands with the block or anything else you may have around your home that will support you and bring the ground closer. You also don't have to straighten the legs entirely. We can keep the knees soft. But let that weight roll forward into the balls of your feet and into your hands. So we're releasing the lower back a little bit more here as we breathe. Steady inhales and exhales through your nose. Before we come up, we're going to let that weight settle back into the heels a little bit more. Soften the knees as if you're about to squat, and then with a flat back, rise up. You can sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Walk the feet together and relax your arms by your sides for mountain pose. Take a breath. Now with our feet together, we're going to inhale the arms up. You're going to grab the left wrist with your right hand. You could do the other side, doesn't matter. We're going to do both sides. The wrist that you're holding, place that palm to face the ceiling as best you can, and you're going to feel your shoulder blade pull back a little bit. So even if you need to bend the arm big time, that's okay. And then you're going to gently pull that arm over your ear. And if I'm reaching over with my arms to the right, I'm actively going to use my legs to push my hips over to the left and breathe into that left side. On your next inhale, come through center and switch the grip for the other wrist, palm to the sky, and gently guide yourself into that side bend and breathe. We'll go one more time each side. And then when you come back through center, release. On an inhale, we're going to reach the hands behind us. If you can interlace the fingers, interlace them. If not, you'll grab your strap here. And just grab the strap with the palms up. We're going to inhale, push our hips forward, lift our heart, and reach our hands away from our body. Let your head drop back, opening your throat, your chest, the front of the hips. And exhale, release. One more time, inhale. If we're interlacing the fingers, you're going to press your knuckles away from you. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift. And on our exhale, keeping the hands together or holding that strap, we're going to fold. So if I have the strap, it looks like this. I'm just going to get the hands as close to one another as I can. Let those arms hang heavy. Relax your head. Your gaze is between the legs. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Then we're going to release the hands down, staying in our fold. So you can drop the strap if you're using it. Hands are going to come in front of us again. Use the block if you need the block. We're we're going to take a gentle twist here. If you need to, you can separate the feet a little more. Sometimes that can help us twist easier. Inhale the right arm up, straighten the right leg, and allow the left leg to bend, and your weight can kind of shift over into that left leg. We're going to take a couple breaths here. Try not to dump into the bottom hand, using that arm that's reaching as if you are truly trying to find something off the ceiling and grab it. On your next exhale, let that hand come down. Bend the right leg, straighten the left, and then reach left arm to the sky. Weight can shift into the right hand, the right leg a little bit more. On your exhale, let it go. Take a big breath in center in this fold. And then on your next inhale, you can soften the knees with a flat back. Reach those arms out and up. And exhale to your heart. All right. Now, put my strap out of the way here. Feet hip distance apart. Our hands are at heart center. We're going to inhale up. And on our exhale, we're going to sweep the arms back. So we're inhaling up with a flat back, big reach. Exhale, sweep back. 2 more like that. Then inhale, come up. And exhale, arms by your side for mountain. Let's go ahead and step our right leg back to find ourselves in a lunge. That right heel is going to be off the ground. The bend in my front knee is supporting me all through the thigh. My knee is pressing outward, not caving in. And my knees lined up over my ankle, maybe slightly in front, but the weight should be mostly in my heel, not in my toes of this front leg. I'm going to inhale up, and then same thing we just did. Exhale, kind of bow forward and sweep. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep. If you are losing your balance too much, keep your gaze on one point in front of you. And when you bow, you're going to keep your head up so you can keep that gaze focused. One more time. And then inhale up. This time on your exhale, you're going to turn to the left over that front leg. And then you can rest your hand on your thigh. And this back arm can reach for the lower back. Taking a twist, big inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, untwist. Arms can go on the hips and step it in. Give the legs a little shake. We just did a lot of work there. And then same thing on the other side. We're going to step the left leg back. Take a moment to let it set up, right? And we can make this harder by going lower. We can make it easier by keeping the front leg a little straighter. Totally fine. Take it where it helps you and lets you get the most benefit and feel like you are able to follow along. My knee is out. It's over my ankle. I have a nice strong bend. I'm going to inhale up and exhale, sweep. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep. Again, if the balance is too much, keep your gaze forward, head stays up. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, arms can come down, turn to the right. My left hand can hug my thigh. My right hand can kind of wrap behind me or just reach in that direction, right? It can also just rest if that's what we need. Breathing in this gentle twist. On your next inhale, untwist. Hands come to the hips. Exhale, step it in. Shake out the legs. Nice work. Okay. In this next part, if your balance is really not feeling it today, you might want to be near a wall to use that for support. All right, we're going to inhale. We're going to bring our right knee up to our chest, give it a big hug, and then exhale, release. Other side, inhale, left knee up, give it a big hug, exhale, release. One more time each side. From here, we're going to grab our strap, our towel, our belt, whatever we have, in my case, the band. We're going to inhale, bring that right knee up, hook the strap under the sole of our foot. You lose the balance, just smile and pause. And then on our exhale, we're going to kick the heel out and pull our toes back towards us. One big breath in and out. And then bend the knee and release. If we need to use the wall, you can tell my balance isn't great today either. I can either have the wall behind me to lean into or on my side. If I'm going on the side, I want to keep it on the side of the leg that's standing, like this. I can kind of lean into it and then slowly try to see if I can come off, right? Kick out, toes towards you, big breath in and out. And then release. We're going to do that one more time on each side. I'd like you to try to take 2 breaths in the extension this time. So set up, extend the leg, 2 breaths in and out. Bend the leg and release. Out. 2 breaths. There, nice. All right, that strap can go off to the side for now. Let's get our feet nice and wide and stretch through kind of the inner part of our hamstrings, right? The groin area is what we usually know it as. So we're gonna get our feet super duper wide so that I can bend one leg, and as I bend that leg, I'm gonna bow forward with my chest, my butt is going to go back, and I'm gonna shift my weight into that bent leg. The leg that stays straight, if I need to, I can pull the toes up to the sky. I wanna get that stretch in through that inner hamstring area. Big breath in and out. And then come over to the other side. You can rest your hands on your thigh. You could bring a block in and lean forward on the block. Whatever feels good here. Big breath in and out. And take it back to the first side. 2 breaths in and out. And to the other side. Then straighten both legs, come through center, and we're gonna fold. Nice wide-legged fold for those hamstrings. Again, we want our feet parallel. You could even turn the toes in slightly for a much bigger opening in the hamstrings and lower back. But if you have sciatica issues, I don't recommend doing that because it can kind of magnify those issues. So keep it parallel if you do have sciatica. Letting that weight roll forward to the toes. We'll take one more deep breath here. Use your hands for support. Let your head hang heavy, your upper body hang, and relax. After that last breath, we're going to kind of heel toe the feet in slightly and bring it down to a kneeling position. If you're able to sit on the hips, on the heels, awesome. You don't need to. You can sit on your block, put it in between. We're not going to be here very long. Just letting the quads release for a moment so we can, like I said, we can put the block up tall and we can sit on it. Still just going to get that passive relief for the hips for a moment. All right, from here, we're going to come off that block or your heels. We're going to step 1 foot forward. Now we're in a low lunge. And we're going to take another version of a twist. May want the block. We're going to place our left hand down and our right arm up to the sky. As we do this, that leg with the knee on the floor, so my left knee, I want to squeeze that glute as if I'm trying to press my hip forward towards my hand that's on the ground. We're going to take 3 breaths in this twist. And then we're going to switch. Right knee comes down, my left foot comes forward. Right hand is planted on the floor or block. Sometimes the block just helps us twist a little further and release more in our lower back and our hips. Again, I'm actively reaching to the sky just like I was earlier. Taking our 3 breaths. And then releasing. And we're going to find a seat. Soles of our feet together. And if my knees are all the way up here, I'm going to sit on my block. Now, my knees aren't that high, but I'd like to demonstrate it for you. Sitting on the block gives us a little bit of space from the ground to our hips, so it allows a little more relaxation to occur. Now, if that doesn't feel good, what you may want to do instead, if you happen to have 2 blocks or 2 pillows, you can put those blocks under each knee area for support so that they can relax easier. So lots of ways you can play with this. We're not going to be here very long though, because we are going to recline this. We're going to take 1 big inhale, sitting up tall. On your exhale, try to let your hips and your back, your belly relax. 1 more steady inhale. And on the second exhale, maybe you lean forward to deepen your stretch. We'll take a full breath in and out with our lean forward. Then we'll inhale back to center. Let the legs go long. On your exhale, you're going to sit yourself back. And we're going to take basically a half of that, a figure 4. So my left knee's bent, my foot is flat, my right leg is crossing over, so my ankle rests on my thigh. So here we can press the knee open. This is enough. Continue to breathe here. If we want more of a challenge, we're going to lift that bottom leg and hold the back of our thigh. I do that by reaching between my legs with my right hand. My left hand just interlaces the fingers. Now, once I float, if I choose to do so, I still want to keep my lower back pushing down into the floor. And energetically, I want this knee to be trying to press away from my chest as I'm kind of pulling this figure 4 towards my chest. So it seems counterintuitive, but as I pull it in, I'm going to use the strength of my right leg to actively push the right knee away. Wherever you are, we'll take one more inhale. If you're floating the legs on your exhale, release the foot down and uncross. And then other side. Left leg crosses over. Take a couple breaths in this figure four position, maybe actively using your hand to press the left knee away. Keep our lower back pressing into the floor. And then if we're taking it to that next level, floating our foot, grabbing the back of our thigh, and we could use the strap here to hook on the back of our thigh instead of our hands if we need it as well. Back stays nice and even, connected with the earth. Energetically, that left leg is actively trying to push the knee away as your arms are pulling your figure four closer to you. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, let it go. Uncross the leg. Give both legs a nice long shake. We'll take one final twist. Inhaling, right knee comes up to my chest. Give it a little hug, just like we did standing. Release the right arm. And then use your left hand to guide your knee across your body for a twist. Try to keep both shoulder blades connected with the mat. Obviously, lower back, mid back is going to be off the floor, and that's okay. Try to take some nice deep breaths into your belly, your back. As you exhale, imagine everything is softening, relaxing. On your next inhale, we will guide our knee back through center. Exhale, let it go. And then same thing on the other side. Inhale, knee comes up, give it a little hug. Relax the left arm to the mat. Use the right hand to draw your knee across your body for your twist. Try to keep both shoulders connected to the ground. And use your breath to help you release here. Your inhales create space as you fill up. And your exhales, think about softening your shoulders, softening your back, your hips. On your next inhale, bring that knee back to center. Exhale, relax that leg long. Inhale both knees to your chest. Do not lift your head on this one. We're going to keep our head relaxed. Just use your hands, grab the front of each shin, don't cross your legs. Drawing those knees up. We're actively trying to push our spine into the floor. And just using the breath to let gravity kind of take over in these last few moments. The breath assists us. And then if you'd like to draw those knees out wide, maybe take a happy baby before we find our final Shavasana, you're welcome to do that. Option to straighten the legs and support the back of the thighs, your hamstring area here. You can even use the strap around the balls of your feet if you want. This is a nice little inversion, great for circulation, the lymphatic system, and again, the lower back. When you're ready and you've had enough, go ahead and slowly find your Shavasana. Legs are long. Allow the toes to float away from one another. Let your arms come by your sides with the palms up. Maybe those shoulders coming down away from your ears. And maybe to find a soft neck, you shake your head no a couple times, maybe yes a couple times. Find a place where the head can just be heavy. Allow your eyes to close. I will guide you through a final body scan to finish. Soften the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, chin and jaw. As you breathe into your chest, notice how your chest expands and opens. And as you exhale, softening of the shoulders, your arms, your hips. A fuller inhale expands not only the chest, but the belly too. And as you exhale, your lower back softens and releases into the earth. That release trickles down the legs, calves, all the way out through your toes as you breathe in stillness. Take as much time as you need in your Shavasana. They say this is the most important pose of all class. Allowing the movement you did to circulate through your body, replenish your cells, your joints, your whole system. And just the ability to be still with our breath, with ourselves. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. The light in me honors, the light in you, and the light in all things. Namaste.